Hi, and welcome once again to a Drafthouse Diary, this time for Thursday, April 27th, when we went to Sloan's Lake
Yes.
to see Dungeons and Dragons.
Ooh. Roll for initiative.
Three.
Ooh.
Okay, I guess I go first. This is not the first time that we saw this movie. We actually saw it at an AMC a week or two earlier. I still do go to AMC theaters, and I talk about my comparison between AMC and Alamo theaters in the episode 0 of the Drafthouse Diary. But I did want to go see it at a Drafthouse because, one, I wanted to see the pre-roll. I wanted to see the pre-show. And also, I wanted to see the movie again because I enjoyed it.
Definitely. I want when you offered, this is one of the ones where I wasn't as certain because I'd seen it again. I'm always happy when I get to join you. Tell me that you're head thing. I can come see it. Some movies I don't need to see twice. I wanted to catch if this one had a very different experience seeing it a second time. And I'm not sure.
Yeah, I don't know that there was a lot that I hadn't gotten the first time that I got the second time.
Yeah.
But there were enough good scenes, good bits of dialogue, some good music that hadn't really made as big an impression on me the first viewing as in the second viewing. Overall, it's a movie that if not rewards amply a second viewing, it certainly supports a second viewing, and that was really enjoyable.
Absolutely.
It relies so much on just the charm of its actors, the just wanting to spend time in this world with these people. Sometimes that's enough of a reason to see a movie a second time.
I definitely got the feeling seeing it a second time how there's a lot more of the set design that is there to convey the flavor, and I'm actually glad that their examples in the pre-show at Alamo had a lot of the way Dungeons and Dragons has been depicted in other media. Their pre-show was not about Dungeons and Dragons; it was kind of about the culture around Dungeons and Dragons, both internal and external.
Yeah.
And that was interesting because seeing a whole lot of the older stuff where it was shown being the cardboard and the dice and the books and the screen being the visuals of it and the shorthand for it, and the later content they showed where it was the wood beam ceilings and the kind of tavern atmosphere stuff being the way that the modern stuff liked to depict itself. And then seeing the movie and seeing how much detail they put into that tavern atmosphere moments and the carved wood, the carved stone palace elements, and realizing they're leaning into the modern depiction of the world of D&D in order to give you that flavor. It was really nice because I had this kind of like color compare chart from the pre-show, and I could hold it up in my mind and go, oh yeah, they're leaning into this. So that was very excellent. This is one of those instances where instead of hyping you for the movie, I actually felt it prepared me for a certain way to analyze the movie.
Right. It wasn't we didn't need a previously on because this is the first movie in this what I think is going to be a franchise. But it was valuable to have that context. They did have a very brief bit within the pre-show of like Dungeons and Dragons explained in about 5 minutes. For somebody who knew nothing about the game, that would give you enough of a primer. Not that you need to know that it's based upon a tabletop game to enjoy the movie. It's still interesting and useful to find. But as you say, the rest of it was all D&D in pop culture. Lots of things from actual play podcasts. We had a few things like we had the trailer for Mazes and Monsters.
Yes.
The Tom Hanks movie about the fact that Dungeons and Dragons will drive you insane. We also had a trailer for that was a 2000 or 2001 Dungeons and Dragons movie with Jeremy Irons.
Blue lips.
And by the way, if you want more about our take on both Dungeons and Dragons Honor Among Thieves and that earlier Dungeons and Dragons movie, that is in a special bonus episode of the IMMP podcast that we did. I'll have a link to that podcast in the description.
The Dungeons and Dragons and Dragons.
Yes. But in all, I'd say that on the strength of the pre-show and the fact that the movie is worth a second viewing, I enjoyed this visit when it comes to the programming.
it was a great way to display this. It was one of those instances where the Alamo is great if you've got if you're a movie fan, great. If you're going with a group who a couple of people are excited for the movie and a couple of people don't know what they're getting into, it can be a great the pre-show at an Alamo can be a great way to get everybody on the same playing field before seeing the film.
So other aspects of our trip. We talked about the pre-show already, but we also got some food. I tried one of the few, might be the only pizza I had not tried before, and that is the Margherita pizza, which is a few kinds of cheeses and tomato, and it's actually for a pizza that doesn't have any meat. It's a very rich pie, and it was very good. I would definitely have it on my list of things to try again. And you tried that. What did you think?
I tried a piece of it. It was very nice. It was I almost feel like it was a very different kind of crust. It was a very yeasty kind of different thing. But it also means that if you're looking for something and you haven't quite liked their other pizzas, the Margherita might still be different enough to be like that one.
Yeah, it's worth a try.
I came in late. I'd already had a day of doing other stuff, so I just wanted something, sweet at the end, kind of my dessert hour. And I went for a Grasshopper shake. Previously, I'd ordered the Grasshopper, and previously I'd tried to get a shake at Alamo Drafthouses. And I actually think they do a better Grasshopper shake than they do Grasshopper. Honestly, their boozy shakes are better constructed, I think, sometimes, because they are fine-tuned. And I've had a very good experience with any of those I've gotten. So I'd say that's a really good option to go for if you're just looking for that, end of night kind of thing. It was a good one, and I enjoyed it very much. And it was nice to have something that you can finish off and then just watch the movie instead of having something you're always going back to and pulling you away from.
Yeah. That was good. I also got some coffee and chocolate chip cookies. Their chocolate chip cookies are good. They're heavy, so I'm glad to have somebody to share them with when I get them. And their coffee, I've said before, it's a little bit uneven in terms of how hot it is. But lately, it's been better. It's been consistent. So the coffee
was very strong that time, though.
It was, yeah. But it was good.
Yeah. And you get a lot of coffee for an order. You get 3 cups worth.
And it's in theory bottomless. So if you empty out that little steel or aluminum thermos that they give you, you can order another one all night.
Oh, yeah.
So all in all, a worthwhile visit. I enjoyed it.
Worthwhile visit. Happy to go back. Happy to face those dungeons once more.
And, if they don't make another movie in this franchise, I'm not going to be heartbroken. But if they do, I'm absolutely going to see it. And I'll probably go to see it at the Alamo at least once.
Absolutely. When you do, let me know. I'll probably come join you.
All right. And thank you for joining us. We hope you enjoyed this video. We'll be back in the future with more Drafthouse Diaries. And I'm sure Ian will be back for some of those. And in the meantime, enjoy your movies. And when you do, stay till the end of the credits.
Subscribe button.
Yes, the subscribe button.